You know that section in the Avengers when Thor gets really fat and he just seems unrecognizable to what he usually was?
Oh, little rascal.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I think part of the reason why that hit so hard is because so many guys know what it feels like to have unrealized potential, or to have realized it and fallen so far away from where they used to be. And it's worse when you have that self-awareness, but you still are unable to do something about it. Guys all throughout time have, for some reason or another, fallen into this point where numbness feels better than responsibility, and dopamine feels better than discipline, and quite frankly, avoidance feels better than facing regret. And you know, I've had my own kind of fat Thor moment before. I mean, as a young kid, I was pretty athletic. I was always praised for my intellect in school. And then I got to a point where I wasn't using my strengths at all. I was out of shape. My habits were horrible. I was an anxious mess. The most enjoyment I had was smoking weed most days. And I just had no fulfillment at all. And that reflected in how I presented myself physically. And that's why I did commit to bodybuilding. And if you guys watched my previous videos, you would see the fundamental change that had on me overall as an individual. And that had this amazing flow-on effect in my life, in my relationships, in my business, and just overall as me as a person. Because the pressure of that goal was greater than my need for the shitty habits that were forcing me to stay stuck. And it's not a lack of knowledge or a lack of self-awareness. It is simply avoidance. Fat Thor was avoiding guilt, regret, fear of fucking it up again like he did last time.
Like Thanos.
Just say that.
And the reason why avoidance is seductive is because it protects the ego.
Why would I be scared of that guy? I'm the one who killed that guy, remember? Anyone else here killed that guy?
If you never truly commit, you never give yourself the chance to see that maybe you're not good enough. If you stay slightly distracted, slightly off track, and you never commit yourself 100%, you'll never know where your ceiling is because you're afraid that that ceiling might not be as high as you think. The big issue with this though is that the longer you stay here, the more self-respect that you eventually lose, and the less power that you have over your own life, because identity follows behavior. And the longer you behave below where you're capable of, the more this becomes the way you perceive yourself. And this creates all these fucked up limiting beliefs that hold you back in every area of life. A classic example, working with one of my amazing clients, Matt here, who he already looked good, and I worked with him before, but he never 100% committed himself to the physical pursuit of, you know, setting a physique goal and going after it. And because of that, he never really realized his potential physically. And he came to me at one point because he knew that he just wanted to properly commit and see where he could take it, see where his ceiling was. And we got him to a point where he looked amazing, he looked hectic. But I remember him saying to me afterwards that he had this realization that he wanted to just properly commit because he knew that he was capable of more. And that feeling when you're not really achieving anything, but you know you're capable of achieving so much. So how do you guys go about breaking out of this and actually starting to fulfill your potential, start to reach your ceiling? Unfortunately, it's not cinematic as when Thor finally calls out for the hammer and it comes to him.
I'm still worthy.
Your transition won't be as cinematic or epic. It's more simple and it involves small things stacking over time. It's getting up when you say you would, training all the sessions you said you're going to train throughout the week. These little things start stacking as evidence week by week and start to remind you that you are still that guy. You want to start what I'll call the AB potential fulfillment framework. Why not? Kind of, it doesn't sound too bad. So you want to start by first acknowledging that you are genuinely avoiding, all right? Because you're more than likely avoiding a lot of emotions. And the first step is to acknowledge that you are avoiding to a degree. But it's okay to feel this way, you're human, okay? We all do it to some degree at some point. And then you want to start to develop a structure and start small. Most guys do this with ego. They get a bit of motivation and they say, fuck it, I'm gonna get back into the gym 6 times a week. And they might do it for 1 to 2 weeks and they inevitably fall off. And that's just more evidence that they're not the guy that they thought they were, and they stay stuck in that cycle for a long time. So we want to build out a routine, a structure, a list of habits that coincide with this new identity we're trying to build. This is the identity of the guy that does what he says he's going to do. That isn't bogged down by emotions, able to act logically, and actually put his energy into the shit that he cares about. Then we want some sort of system into physically implementing them throughout the week. I built out a resource for my clients, which is super easy, which is just a routine builder. We find our habits, section out our days, and then implement our habits into each section of the day so we know what we're trying to achieve and when. We then write notes and how we could improve on that routine and the habits for the following week. If you guys want this free resource, it's pretty easy. You can print it out, put it on your fridge, comment below, and I'll send it through. So now that you have this structure, each week when you reflect, maybe on a Sunday, you can add an extra layer to it, an extra habit to it. You can start to build momentum. Once you have this momentum, what will keep you on course is having a strong sense of accountability from ideally multiple sources. I have the belief that you'll be most accountable when you have a strong goal and coach or mentor both holding you accountable. Because we as humans feel guilt, feel shame, and there's always going to be that feeling of guilt and feeling of shame when we're not living up towards our goal or not living up to the expectations that we set with our coach or mentor. And this is especially the case when we respect that individual. And ideally, both these things, both the goal and the coach, will inspire you as well and make you want to work because you're working towards something. The two things that really helped me feel like I was meeting my sense of potential finally again was when I competed and also seeing success in my coaching. And I would not have been able to achieve success in either of those areas if not for my coaches, my mentors. And it's the exact same for the individuals that I coach as well. This is one of my clients, Corey. He came back from a holiday and it was a holiday of having fun and it lasted for a fair while. And he hit me up while he was on holiday, at back end of his holiday. And similar thing, he just wasn't fulfilling his potential. He knew he could do more. And he wanted to get started as soon as he got home because he felt that feeling. And within just a few months, we completely transformed him physically. And now he's someone who is so locked in on his goals, he honestly has blinders on. To the point where I had to have a conversation with him the other day, telling him to just chill out and relax a little bit because there's more to life, you know, go have some fun with the missus, etc. But sometimes it just takes honestly one moment to click and realize you have this discrepancy, this disparity before you actually start this process. So if you're someone who does feel like Fat Thor right now, you're definitely not alone, but there's also no excuse for not making a change because you can change literally overnight if you start this process and start aiming upwards again. And if you did resonate with anything that I said today, guys, I'll leave a link down below and we can have a chat about how I can help you like I've helped myself and my clients do the same thing.